Opinions and ideas expressed in the following Moraine Valley Broadcast Channel recording are those of its creators and do not represent the views of Moraine Valley Community College.
Good morning, and thank you for turning into Chem Chat, the podcast where we discuss the chemistry behind up and coming fads of the future, looking to give you insight on how those things work. Today's debriefing will give you an idea of what energy sources there are in the world and which have the best impact on the nature of the planet.
Did you know there are over 10 different sources of energy that are commonly being harvested around the world?
Really? What are they?
Well, some of the common ones are wind, solar, hydroelectric, geothermal, nuclear, and the most widely used one is fossil fuels. In 2015, 81% of energy in the US came from fossil fuels.
Oh wow, that's a lot of coal.
That means the whole country made Santa's naughty list.
Well, not exactly. By energy, we're talking about car, fuel, and electricity combined. Coal as well as natural gas and oil are classified as fossil fuels. The really scary thing is these sources are finite and are going to run out in the near future.
Well, what about all the reusable energy sources out there?
Although there are a lot of alternatives, most of them are unreliable and or also have side effects like the nuclear waste from nuclear energy. In addition, it is very expensive to switch to a fully reusable energy grid. Thus, for the reasons listed above, only about 10% of energy in the US comes from reusable sources.
So what about electric cars?
I'm glad you asked. Electric cars are a great alternative to the traditional combustion engine. They produce no emission and could help us fight global warming.
Now that you've been briefly refreshed on the topic of fossil fuels and have been introduced to the topic of electric cars, today we'll be talking to you about the positives, the negatives, and the chemistry behind electric car batteries.
Electric cars have become a very important product in today's society due to its high energy security or the uninterrupted availability of energy sources at an affordable price. All of the electricity used in electric cars is domestically produced, while the U.S. relies on imports from foreign countries for almost a quarter of the oil it uses for gasoline cars. Electricity is also a renewable energy source, unlike gasoline, which has a limited supply on Earth.
Wow, that sounds very efficient.
I know. And on top of that, electric vehicles produce zero tailpipe emissions. There are still some lifetime emissions produced by electric cars after factoring in the production and disposal of the batteries. However, the lifetime emissions of an electric car is about of the average gasoline car.
How does the fuel economy for electric cars compare to gasoline cars?
Well, fuel economy for electric cars is measured in miles per gallon of gasoline equivalent, or MPGE. MPGE is calculated by using the formula of 33.7 kilowatt hours of electricity equals 1 gallon of gasoline. The MPGE for some electric cars can exceed 100 miles per gallon of gasoline equivalent. This number is 4 times greater than the miles per gallon the average gasoline car gets, which was 24.8 miles per gallon for 2015 model vehicles according to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency.
Electric cars are becoming so popular. An estimated 1.7 million electric vehicles will be on the road by 2020. They are expected to be 35% of all cars purchased by 2040.
That's a lot of cars.
What parameters do you look for in these batteries? How have these improved and what remains to be desired in them?
Well, it is a definite positive that BMW, Chevy, Kia, Mercedes-Benz, Smart, and Volkswagen have a warranty for certain losses in these batteries. Fiat, Ford, Mitsubishi, and Tesla only give warranty for complete failure of battery performance.
Right. What these companies are referring to is that these batteries have a long-lasting life. Electric cars have lithium-based batteries. Charging and then using the charge is one cycle. Battery degrades as cycle numbers increase. Overcharging, high temps, high current, and deep discharges also affect the battery life.
Exactly. Part of why these are such desired cars is because of their electrochemical storage systems. These electrical energy storage systems are based on batteries. Hybrid EES systems, which combine batteries and supercapacitors, prolong the battery life. However, the short life means that there are frequent charge and discharge cycles, leading to shortened battery life and thereby impacting the profitability.
Why do we need these systems?
Well, EES systems constitute a major part in sustainable energy technologies. The improvement of these systems allows the greater use of hybrid in all electric vehicles.
Wait, don't forget to mention the cost. Electric car batteries cost declined 35% from 2014 to 2015 because of the changes in cell chemistry. A Chevy Bolt is currently priced at $145 kWh and is estimated to drop to $100 kWh.
So Juan, since we're on the topic of electricity, what is the meaning of an electric grid? How does it impact the environment?
Well, an electric grid is an interconnected network that delivers electricity to suppliers and consumers. The U.S. has generating stations that produce electric power, which then travel great distances on power lines to demanding stations, which then transmit power to individual customers. You know those big pylons with power lines that connect them throughout everywhere? Well, that's an electric grid.
So that's why I have power in my house.
I can charge my phone too.
Oh, and the impacts of the environment of the electric grid are: it causes emissions of greenhouse gas, which is a gas that contributes to the greenhouse effect by absorbing infrared radiation, carbon dioxide, and other air pollutants. It can generate hazardous wastes that affect plant life, and thermal pollution, which when water that is hotter than the original temperature of the water body.
Sounds like this is really harmful to the environment. Is it a clean energy source then?
Chill out, it's okay. The electric grid of today has countless teams and engineers that dedicate to better the system and contain pollution created. This preserves the environment, and the grid itself holds high importance. Most of the U.S. runs on electric power. The only other different sources of electric power is generated in the U.S. comes from natural gases, nuclear power, renewable energy, and coal.
Oh, okay. I feel better now, considering the electric grid is still being worked on to better it.
Wait, I have a question. What chemistry is involved in a battery?
Good question. The battery is consist of many cells. There are cathode and anode each side of the cells. When the battery is discharging, electron moves from the anode to the cathode. Then the lithium ions move from anode through separator to the cathode. It gives electric cars energy. If you discharge the battery, the reaction goes reverse.
Well, that's all we have for you today on Chem Chat. We hope you learned all the positives that can be brought to you and your environment through electric cars. We have a long ways to go, but it is the best option.
Buy electric cars at your own risk. We are not responsible for any loss of limbs due to the explosion of the lithium battery in your car. Bye. Compra los coches eléctricos a tu propio riesgo. No somos responsables por la pérdida de brazos ni piernas si se explota la batería de litio en tu carro. Adiós.